Hey everyone, Rob with Moondoor Studios, and I've got a few questions to ask you. Do you have a website? Mm-hmm. Are you using Squarespace to build your website? Very good. Do you have a commerce page on your website? Excellent. Are you using Printful for things like on-demand printing for t-shirts and mugs and hats? Outstanding, then you're just like me. Great. So today we're going to be talking about how to properly price those items and some of the flaws with Squarespace in particular and how to deal with all those things so you actually make a little bit of money. So if you're anything like me, I started a business, I started a studio, and I have a logo that I like. Don't care if you guys like it. I like it. It's cool. So I decided, make a couple t-shirts, put it on there. So doing my research, I landed on Printful, and I'll have another video on this sometime. I was looking at Teespring, I was looking at Printful, and quite frankly, I went with Printful because I like the quality of the shirts at the same price point. And that's really it. I think Teespring does some stuff that may be a little bit better than Printful, but we can get into that a little bit later. So I decided to go there, built all the designs on their website for my shirts and things like that. Everything's great. I start building my store on Squarespace, but then Squarespace has some problems, at least I think they're problems with their commerce stuff. One, the way that they calculate taxes is they don't. So if you're going to be starting an online store and you're, in my case, selling like t-shirts and hats where anyone can buy them, you're either going to have to look at every single tax code for everything, every single state, every single county, every single city. And sometimes cities have like multiple taxes depending upon zip codes, right? So you're looking at thousands and thousands and thousands of potential different tax codes. I'm sorry, but at this point in time, Squarespace, you just need to fix that. It needs to be automatic. There's a lot of programs out there that do it, and people spend a lot of money with your platform. So fix it. So right now, if you go to my store and you buy something, you're not going to be charged tax. Okay? But I get charged tax when you buy the item. And I didn't know any of this stuff until I started selling some shirts. And, the thrill of selling something like to someone that's not a family member, only to find out, like, I lost 50 cents. That's not good. What did I do wrong? So my intention was to sell things relatively inexpensive, right? I started the price out at $20. And at selling it at $20, I wasn't making any money. Another thing that Squarespace doesn't really allow you to do is the shipping. So Printful, I believe it's $3.99 for the first item for just talking a t-shirt, right? And then every subsequent item after that for shipping. So $3.99 for shipping. And every subsequent item after that is $1.99, I think. But on Squarespace, you can't do that, right? So it's either I set the price at $3.99, and every time you buy an item, so if you buy, two shirts, you're getting charged $4 every time for shipping. And I thought that's a little bit outrageous. So what I do on mine is I actually charge the $3.99 for shipping or $3.95, whatever it is. But every subsequent item you buy, I don't charge shipping for it, right? Because I just think it's kind of cheesy, right? So I'll take the $2 hit, whatever. But subsequently, what that does is that affects the price that I have to give, right? So now we've got shipping issues, right, with pricing. We've got tax issues as it relates to pricing. And we just have like regular kind of margins and markups and things like that. So on the surface, it's simple. And I'll do some screen captures and stuff, and I'll walk you through some of those things so you can see it. It's simple, right? You buy a shirt. Someone goes to your website, they buy a shirt, you get the order, it connects directly over to Printful. They start making the shirt, and they ship the shirt out to the customer, right? So Printful charges me, right? So the customer buys it from my website, so I have money in the bank. Then when it goes to Printful, Printful charges me. So money in the bank, let's just keep the numbers round. Someone buys something for $20, and then Printful, after all their fees, whether, multiple items and shipping and taxes and all that stuff, they charge me, $19.70 or $22. Like I literally sold something that I lost money on. I sold a hat that I lost money on, right? So I'm like, probably not a good idea. So in doing that, obviously, instead of getting frustrated with it, it's like, okay, well, better learn from this now as opposed to, going down the road and keep perpetuating this. So what you really need to do is you need to come up with a margin calculator, what I'm calling a margin calculator. I do stuff like that for work all the time. And, for me, with the platforms that I'm using, I had to make some assumptions built in, right? So you go to my website, again, you buy something, you're at this point in time, you're not being charged tax, right? You pay me, outstanding, that order gets piped into Printful, I pay Printful. So the difference between what Printful charges me and what you guys pay is what's left for me. But so what Printful does is they'll charge for the shipping, right? So again, their thing is, $3.99 for the first item, specifically for t-shirts, right? And $1.99 for each subsequent item. So if you have someone that bought 3 t-shirts on my website because I didn't want to be a cheese dick, you pay $4 for shipping. That's it. Printful then charges me an extra $2 per item, right? That you're not getting charged for, right? Because that's a business decision that I've made. In addition, they're charging me tax, right? So for instance, my dad bought a Turn Your Head and Golf t-shirt, right? And this is where I figured it out. Actually, is from him by accident. And so I was like, we're doing a podcast together. I lowered the cost to where I was like, hey, I just wanted to break even on the whole thing. And I ended up losing some money on it, but it's my dad, whatever. I'm not too pissed off about it. In fact, I'm not pissed off at all. But I learned a lesson from there, right? He ordered multiple shirts in an area. I live in Portland. There is no sales tax here. So you basically get like a 9% raise on everything you buy. But his tax rate's like 10.5 or 11%. He ordered multiple shirts. So I got killed every which way on that particular deal, but I learned from it. So really, you just got to be aware of those things and kind of calculate all those things out. So I ended up just going to Excel and I built a margin calculator. How much is Printful going to charge me for the shirt? Okay, I'm assuming 10% tax on each item, right? It's a round number, but that's, I think roughly what people are going to be charged around the country. Some places are at, 8.5, some places are at 11, right? You average it out, it ends up being around 10. So I just ended up building in all those costs that I wasn't familiar with to develop a good price. Now, I'm not looking to make, $20 on each shirt, quite frankly. Like, I'm comfortable making $5, $6, right? And I want to say for shirts, the margins I'm making is like, I don't know, it's like either 15 or 20%. Trust me, you're going to buy a shirt for $24. I'm not making a killing off of it. But really, for you guys out there that are starting these things, I want you guys to be aware of that. So I want to give you my little margin calculator because I'm a nice guy. And I don't want you making the same mistakes. I want you guys pricing items the way that you guys feel comfortable with, where, if you want to charge someone $85 for a shirt, go for it. It's no big deal. I personally don't want to charge. I want to charge as little as possible to where it makes sense for me. So I can say like, yeah, I've only made $3, $5 on that thing, not a big deal. And it's a way to support the brand, right? So here's the deal I have for you. I have a few things. One, I want you to subscribe to this channel and leave a comment that you want the margin calculator. Fantastic. That's option number 1, and I will just email it to you. Option number 2, go to the website, just click on contact, or if you don't want to do that, moondoorstudios@gmail.com. Just email me and say margin calculator, and I will email it to you. It is straight up an Excel spreadsheet, and I'll walk you through real quick how to use it. It's simple, it's basic, and you can kind of come up with all the pricing on your own based on a few assumptions that I've made in my experiences. So without further ado, let's get into this just a little touch. I'm going to show you how it works. Again, subscribe the channel. If you want it, just put a comment below or email moondoorstudios@gmail.com. Be awesome too if you guys can just go follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm starting to post a little bit more with that stuff. But yeah, so let's get into it. I want to show you how. All right, so here is the little quick down and dirty margin calculator that I made in Excel, and I want to explain it to you real quick. So let's just look at shirt, right? Because the math is basically all the same. So if you go through all this, it's just the $12.95. That's how much it costs for the actual shirt itself, right? The sale price we're going to leave blank for right now. We've got the sale price plus shipping, which is whatever the sales price is plus the shipping, right? Right now, that's why it's $3.99. And again, the shipping, as I said before, it's kind of a catch-22 with the shipping because Printful does it one way and Squarespace does it a different way. So if someone's going to be buying multiple items from your online store that you have with Squarespace and you're using Printful is going to charge you $3.99 for the first one and then $1.99 for each other item, right? The way that I have my store set up, because you can't do that in Squarespace, is you're going to get charged $3.99 for the first item, and then any of these other items you're not going to get charged any shipping for. So it's a flat $3.99, right? It's just a choice that I've made. So with some of this stuff, I built in a worst case scenario that it was $3.99 per. That's what that means, right? Special processing. This is actually what killed me on a hat. Is I didn't read the fine print. I was probably moving a little bit too quick. And in order for them to embroider the hat, there was an extra charge of $6.50. So I sold a hat to someone. I'm like, I literally lost I think it was like $3 or something like that. It was pretty much specifically because of this. Okay. Taxes. So taxes are interesting. What I have here, again, it's just the price, like 10% of the price, right? So on my store, again, you're not going to pay taxes for it. But when Printful charges me, they charge me tax for the item that you buy, right? So in order for me to properly price anything, I have to know that and I have to account for that. Now also with Squarespace, you have Stripe, which, I can't remember the fee for Stripe. I can tell you right now. It's 30 cents plus 2.9%. Okay, is what that is. Squarespace charges you 3%. So anytime someone buys something from your website and you have Stripe, Stripe takes 30 cents plus an extra 2.9% of your sale. Squarespace also charges you a fee unless I believe you're at the highest tier of their programs. And I'm like, I don't sell enough shirts for it to justify that. So here's take my 3%, whatever. Case. And then my shop also have PayPal. PayPal is a little bit different. It's pretty much a flat 99 cents per. Like that's just what they charge you. So, this is kind of designed that if you want to look at something via PayPal or via Stripe, I kind of pick Stripe over PayPal for this simply because of the percentage difference. It ends up Stripe on average is always going to be more than PayPal. And if you're looking at what you're going to make, you want to, make. So in this transaction, I give something away for free. I get charged, $12.95 and blah, 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 blah. I make nothing. Nothing. Okay. And so that $3.99 is just a wash across the board because I charge you for that. I get charged for that. That's zeroed out. So it's pretty much $12.95 plus 42 cents plus 12 cents equals negative $13.49. So now this is all you need to do with this. Okay. Again, down and dirty, easy. And this is stuff that I've labeled. You can change them however you see fit. So now you can say okay, if you have a target dollar figure in mind that you want to make, this is a really good way to kind of get you close to it. So, I'm just going to be outrageous right now. And I want to make $25 on a shirt. Okay. So let's just see what that looks like. If I charge $35 for a shirt, all right, it's $15, right? So what it's doing, all the calculations, it's calculating 10% for taxes that, again, you're going to get charged for. My profit's outrageous. I'm making $16 on that shirt so that's how that works, right? And if you want to make $25, then what? Let's call it $50. A little bit too high, but you get the point. You kind of picking up what I'm throwing down, right? So again, real simple, easy to use calculator. Anyone can use this if you have Excel. I don't use Google Drive and stuff like that. So if you have Excel and you want this, again, just, email me. If you look at a hat in particular, right? So hats, anything with these like little embroidery fees with Printful, oh, $13.95. Oh, cool. I want to charge $20 for the beanie. Great. Right? You're going to lose money by doing it because they're charging you this amount of money. So whatever you do, you got to account for that stuff, right? So you go to 25, you're making 4 cents. So really, probably appropriately priced around $30 for a beanie because of all the extra fees attached to it. So there it is. That's the margin calculator. Again, just all right. So there you go. Just again, quick down and dirty, went through the Excel file with you. It's real easy. Just plug in the numbers, rename it, whatever you want. The math is kind of steady. It's not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than just guessing, right? So now you could just go into, you could go through all of the costs that are associated with all that stuff, whether it's from Squarespace or Stripe or PayPal or Printful with some of their special charges that they put on there. You now have access to all that stuff that you can do. So when you go live with the store, you can better assume what you're going to end up making, right? So again, thanks for watching the video. It's a little bit longer than what I wanted, but I ended up getting into some detail that I thought was kind of important. So if you please subscribe to the channel, click the bell, get notified, whenever I do put a video up, it's there for you. Also, follow Moondor Studios on Instagram. It's Instagram Moondor Studios PDX, Paul David Xavier. Also Facebook, like and subscribe on Facebook too. I put a lot of stuff on moondorstudios.com. I try to do as much blog stuff as possible. So anything, I like to do not only these video tutorials, but I like to have a subsequent blog post with it because some people like to read through it. So again, Rob with Moondor Studios, thank you so much for sticking with me on this one. Really appreciate it. Hopefully this helps you better determine your pricing so you're happier and you can move forward and not lose money. Cool. Take it easy.